Hello, and welcome to the Child Care Pandemic Relief Fund application walkthrough for essential worker scholarships for child care programs. So if you are watching this, hopefully you have already watched the my.ny.gov video that we have. If you haven't, and you haven't secured your my.ny.gov account yet, please pause this video and go back and watch the my.ny.gov video about how to set up that account. If you've already done that, you have your my.ny.gov account ready, then we're going to show you step 2 in the application process. So at this point, if you're a program, a child care program that's licensed, registered, or permitted, you will have received an email telling you to come in to the Essential Worker Scholarship platform, letting you know that a parent and a child in your program has applied for the Essential Worker Scholarship at your program. So I'm going to show you what that email will look like. You will want to make sure that the email you have on file with the Office of Children and Family Services is the email you want to use for communication here, and is the same one that you have on your my.ny.gov account. So you'll receive these emails that are titled Essential Worker Scholarship Registration. So if you scroll down this email, you'll see the applicant, the child, and then there's a link for you to register. Now, if you've already registered because you've had other children come in through the Essential Worker Scholarship Program, you will be able to use that same account for the whole process. So don't make a new my.ny.gov account every time. Just use the same one. So we're going to click on this link that's available in the email, and when we do that, it's going to open up this page. Now, I've already logged in through my my.ny.gov account, so that's why I'm here. Now, you'll see the first time you come in, you're going to have a request a verification code. So you would click that purple button that says request verification code and go back to your email where you will receive a verification code. And then you'll come back here to this page and enter that one-time security code in. So I'm going to click that button now. And you'll see code request successful. So now I would just go back to my email, the one I've registered with my.ny.gov, and then receive the verification code. When I have that, I'll come back in and enter it here. So I've checked my email, and I have an email that says Essential Worker Scholarship Registration Code. So I'm going to scroll down, and you can just copy this registration code straight from the email, this 345532, and then you can just enter it back in the web browser that you were using. Again, remember, we're using Edge or Chrome, and you're going to enter that number here. And now we are in the provider portal. So this is your specific portal, and what it'll tell you is tell you information about your program, your entity type, your SFS vendor ID, and then you'll let us know what's your role in the program. So if I'm the director, the business manager, the site supervisor, the on-site provider, I'm going to select that I'm the business manager, and that I have the right to be in here and be doing work on behalf of the program for this reason, and that the payments can be dispersed directly to me. I'm going to save and continue. Now, if any of those things aren't true, make sure that you don't select those buttons because you'll be the only person attached to this program. So if you are not the right person within the program to be doing this work, make sure you connect this process to the right person. So I'm going to save and continue. Now here, I'll have to agree to all of these attestations. If I click any of these or disagree, I will not be eligible for the Essential Worker Scholarship at any point. So it's very important that you click that you agree to all of the attestations. Because if you don't, it won't matter how many people apply on behalf of your program, you will not be eligible. So it's very important that you read and click that you agree to all of these options. So again, it says it at the bottom. If you disagree, you will not be able to participate. It's in red letters before you continue. So I'm going to say yes, that I agree, and I'm going to save and continue. So now I'm going to put the amounts that I charge per week based on the age of the children in care. Now, I might not have infants in care at my program, so I could say $0 for infants. But toddlers I do have, and I charge $250 for toddlers, For preschoolers, I charge $225, and for school age, I charge $200, and I can save those weekly charges. So now, if there were certifications present, I would be able to see those certifications here. I would see the ages of the children in care, and I would see the amount of money that's available to my program each week based on a formula that takes the lower value of the subsidy market rate, what you are saying you charge, and what the parent is saying they pay. That's how the number is calculated. So you would update your weekly charges here. There's a button to do that. So if your rates change, you would be able to put that here, and you would be able to view all the certification history that shows what the certifications have been over time. So it's very important that you have that information accurate here. Now, if there were certifications present, which there aren't in this case, and it says there's no past certifications and there's no pending certifications, so no child has applied for this program for me. But if they had, I would be able to come in here and enter all of my account information. Now, this is where I would enter my banking information so that I would be able to either receive a direct deposit into my bank account or where I would receive a paper check. So some issues that have come up are people are not necessarily eligible for the direct deposit, and that might not be an issue with your bank. It might not even be any issue at all, but there is a check on the back side that is saying that direct deposit, for whatever reason, isn't going to work for your bank account. The type of bank account might be an issue, but there's nothing for you to do with that. You'll still receive a paper check in the mail. So if you're discouraged that you don't have the direct deposit, I understand that, but the good news is that you will always receive a paper check in the mail to the address that is the program's address. So here's where you would select and save your payment information, and then you would click OK. Now, this registration process only has to be done the first time. So once you've got your bank account information in the system, it's saved, and we have it for all of the children that come into care that are eligible for the Essential Worker Scholarship going forward. So all the children who have applied and been approved are right here on your dashboard. So this is your portal. You're going to come here once a week to certify the attendance. You'll see the child's name and the week that they're in care. There's an ability to sort some of those fields. And on Monday morning, there is new certifications for the previous week present for you to click and say whether the child has been present at your program. Now, what we call present is even if the child was there just one day that week, you can claim for that entire week. If they were absent, that means they weren't there at all, then you would click absent. So if the child attended your program just one day that week, minimally, you would be able to say that that child was present that week. So you would click on the attestation, say you agree, and that would update your certifications. So you would be able to view your certification history. You can look at the history, you can filter, you can see invoices and scholarships amount, and you would certify those children. When that happens, the system will send an email to the State Comptroller's office to process payment, and those invoices are sent every day. So you can certify as soon as the certifications show up. It doesn't have to be done only on one specific day, and that one-time registration is how you will receive your funds. Each week, come into the portal, certify the attendance, and parents will see a similar history on their portal that shows the attendance certification and if the invoice is processed. So please make sure you don't ignore these emails from the Essential Worker Scholarship. Watch out for these emails. And if you have any issues with the email that you have on file, make sure that you reach out to your regulator, your licensor, or your registrar, and they can help by changing the email that we have in the system. So main things to consider: is your email correct with OCFS? Make sure you're checking that email. Make sure you're using your current ny.gov account, and you want to make sure that OCFS knows where you want the money to go and that you check back and certify the attendance on a weekly basis. So we hope that this tutorial has showed you a little bit of how the system functions and how you come into the system and utilize it, and we hope that you have great success with the Essential Worker Scholarship Program. We thank you for the essential work that you do to keep children and families safe here in New York State. Thank you so much.